Yeah, to meet my friends, in person and, just hang out and have a good time because that's one thing I'd like to do on my bucket list. Because I've made so many friends who live there. It's funny, but yeah, that's what I want to do. Hopefully, I could open my eyes tomorrow, make it another day, like Dan said.
Always a good answer. Yeah.
hmm You have to dovetail off of him because that's the truth. You open your eyes, there's a new day.
Yeah, it's like I said, is if I'm still where I am today in 5 years, I'm happy because that means I've lived for
hmm
5 years,
hmm
like, and no horrible tragedy has occurred, which life tends to do to you all the time. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. I guess that means I got to take charge. Do. Next question. We've all answered the questions, right? Okay. So all I have to do is tell Zach to go ahead. But the third question is, what is one thing you are doing today to ensure a better future for yourself?
And that's
Go
not a
ahead.
cover to Christy again.
Yeah, exactly.
hmm
Today, I am putting one foot in front of the other and continuing to show up, not just for myself, but for the community I've been blessed to build through unique prepping. I'm choosing to keep speaking, keep teaching, and keep listening. I'm pushing through moments of exhaustion and discouragement, not because it's easy, but because I know someone out there needs a voice that refuses to quit. I know that everything I do today has the power to plant a seed in someone else's tomorrow, and I take that seriously. I'm making sure that every piece of content I create serves a real purpose. I'm not chasing clout or numbers, I'm focused on crafting messages that build people up, that open eyes, and that encourage preparation not out of fear, but out of faith. When I hit record, when I design a thumbnail, when I write a post or respond to a comment, I'm putting my energy into connection. I want every interaction to remind someone that they matter, and that together, we can withstand anything. I'm choosing to lead with integrity. I'm not cutting corners. I'm not lying for views or hiding behind filters. I'm being real, because that's what I would have needed to see years ago, someone like me, showing up anyway, pushing forward despite limitations, showing what's possible when you focus more on your purpose than your pain. That's how I help build a better future, by staying authentic in a world addicted to the fake. I'm investing time in others, checking in with people who have become family through this journey. Whether it's replying to a message from someone who's struggling or shouting out someone who's doing good work, I'm keeping the foundation of this community strong. We're not just viewers and creators, we're builders, and builders need to look out for one another. I'm making sure people know they're seen. I'm reflecting on what I've been through, not to dwell in the past, but to stay grounded. Cerebral palsy didn't break me, it sharpened me. Every challenge I face reminds me of the importance of prepping not just physically, but mentally and spiritually. I share those lessons so others can realize their unique abilities are not weaknesses, they're tools. When I speak that truth, I'm helping future generations see themselves differently. Praying. Every morning, every night, and sometimes right in the middle of the chaos. I'm keeping God at the center because I know without Him, all of this falls apart. Faith is the cornerstone of everything I'm building, the voice behind the camera, the strength in the message, the direction of this mission. If I ever lose sight of that, I lose everything. So today, I'm realigning myself with Him again and again. I'm researching new ways to make prepping more accessible. I'm looking at tools, apps, and gear that could serve people with limited mobility, low income, or no support system. I'm taking notes, reaching out, imagining how to design things that nobody else is thinking about. That vision may not be fully realized yet, but every idea I put to paper today gets me one step closer to that future. I'm documenting truth. Whether it's talking about broken systems, missing people, the moral decay of society, or the solutions no one wants to fund, I'm saying it out loud. I know that being silent only helps the people who profit off chaos. So I'm not being silent. I'm saying what needs to be said, even when it makes people uncomfortable. That's part of the mission, being bold when truth matters most. I'm showing up with joy. I laugh. I roast. I drop a sarcastic line now and then. Because the world is already heavy enough, and I don't want people to come to my content just to feel worse. I want them to feel stronger, braver, and yes, sometimes just to smile. That kind of emotional preparedness is just as important as food or water. Joy keeps us going when everything else wears thin. I'm helping others find their lane. Not everyone's a homesteader or a tactical expert. Some people write. Some sing. Some care for others quietly. I'm trying to build a community where every strength has a place and every weakness has support. Today, I'm reminding people that their gifts matter and that there's no one right way to prepare, there's only your way, done with heart and persistence. I'm staying humble. This isn't about ego or fame. It's about impact. Every view, every subscriber, every comment is a soul, not a stat. I'm treating this work with the weight it deserves because I never want to lose touch with the people who helped build this. I remind myself that I am nothing without the grace of God and the support of this community. That mindset keeps me grounded. I'm dreaming while doing. I'm thinking of documentaries, collaborations, physical meetups, retreats, and possibly land where people can learn to prep and heal. I'm not just fantasizing about it, I'm laying the groundwork through action. Whether it's learning the logistics or talking to potential partners, I'm setting stones for the road ahead. Every task today pushes me 1 inch closer to that future. I'm being transparent about the hard days. I share the fatigue, the fears, the spiritual battles. Because I want people to see the full picture, not just the highlight reel. That kind of vulnerability builds trust, and trust builds communities that can weather any storm. By being open about my process, I give others permission to do the same. And that openness becomes the foundation of real, lasting unity. I'm refusing to let division win. I see the world splitting itself apart, politically, spiritually, racially, economically, and I'm not letting that seep into what we're building. Today, I'm choosing unity. I'm choosing to listen. I'm choosing to be the bridge, even when it's hard. Because we can't rebuild a future worth living in if we're too busy tearing each other down. So I'm focusing on healing, not hurting. I'm staying consistent. That's not flashy, but it's the backbone of everything. I'm showing up even when I don't feel like it. I'm finishing projects. I'm publishing content. I'm editing when I'm tired, reading when I'd rather rest, checking in when I could ghost. Because the future doesn't build itself. It's built by ordinary people doing extraordinary things over and over again. And today, I'm choosing to be one of those people. UP out.
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
you're laying foundations. That's what's
Mhm.
important, right? Like,
Mhm.
it's like a question was geared right for you.
Like he's sowing seeds.
Yeah,
That's cool.
and that's what you
The
need
hell
to
was
be.
the
Yeah, I
hell
did
was the
that.
question?
Yeah.
What was the question? The question was, what is one thing you are doing today to ensure a better future for yourself?
That's not in the back chat.
Yeah, it is. It's at the top. You just have to scroll up.
Up, 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 up. Oh. What am I looking at down here?
I don't know. What are you looking at?
Oh, that's the intro that you
Oh,
did.
you're
Never
reading the
mind.
intro.
I'm
That's
reading
what
the
you're
intro.
doing.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
Sorry, my bad.
I'll go ahead and answer for me too.
Whoa.
But that's not right. It was the wrong thing. There we go. Well, for me, like, I recently got bad blood work, which, you know, when you're diabetic, you get your blood work every 6 months. And it kind of kicked me in the butt. So, what I've been trying to do lately is go outside, walk, exercise. I'm thinking about starting up my garden again, which requires a lot of weeding first and rechanging all my soil and all that stuff. That's a lot of work, but like I feel like it would be worth it, not just to have that, but for me personally, just like stuff like that really helps you. I don't really know how to say this, but like it just helps you spiritually in a way, just to be close to the earth, like literally. In addition to the fact that whenever you're gardening, you're actually like getting an excess of oxygen and it gets you high. So gardening makes you high. That's a scientific fact, by the way.
That there depends on what you're growing.
Daddy.
Good point. And also, if you go to my YouTube channel, you'll notice I've started putting out a bunch of shorts. I'm hoping that will improve the algorithm, my chances with the algorithm, and it's been a lot of fun. It's a bit more work for me, but it's not too terrible. It only takes me about half an hour to an hour to make one, and so doing that on my channel has been fun, and I've gotten so much positive feedback, way more than I expected. I expected a lot of people who were subscribers to just be like, why do I keep getting all these notifications for all these stupid shorts? But no, everybody seems to be loving them. So that's something I've been doing to try to help myself in the future. Like with my YouTube career. Because like I said, I got the empty nest looking at me. And if I don't start making more money with YouTube, then I'm going to have to go get a real job. And I don't want to do that. So yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
I think I'll knock this one out.
Hey, that's not there.
Yeah, right.
I don't know, like the essential stuff. Working hard, trying to make as much money as you can. Finally being an adult, because I spent too many years effing around. Time to get serious now that I have a career for the past however now, just truck driving. So this seems like where I'm at. So I'm getting accustomed to it. Maybe one day I'll have my own truck. Start doing it for myself. Thinking about getting in a heavy haul. Talked to a guy about a month ago about that, and I got his card if I ever was interested. But that's really saving the money. I got no kids. I got no responsibilities. I ain't got no girl. Stacking money. This YouTube whole venture, maybe one day we can make money off of it. To get to the point of where I want to be is getting better editing software, and maybe I can make better videos and post more videos. I'm trying to slowly progress the channel and gain, and maybe one day get enough attention and get a little monetization. But it'd still be a side gig. I'll still be truck driving. Other than that, buying every lottery ticket I can spare and hope for the best. That's it. Out. Daniel.
Like me, what the hell?
I don't know. What was the question? Let's go back. Let's see. What is one thing you are doing today to ensure a better future for yourself?
The one thing I'm doing now to ensure a better future. That's a hard one because I don't really plan that far in the future. I got about the best thing I can say like that is I stay in constant touch with the wheat man to make sure I can stay supplied with some good grain. That's the only thing I worry about in the future. Seriously, that's it.
Okay.
I mean, I don't plan for the future because at my age, it's a 50-50 chance I might not be here anyway.
Caldy.
What am I doing to plan? I know the same answer. It's
We're
You and
saying-
Dan are spirit animals.
we're saying-
yeah. The only thing that I am doing really to prepare for the future is instead of lottery tickets like Buff is doing, my extra money goes into the stock market and Bitcoin. So
So it's basically the same thing.
yeah, I'm basically gambling in a different way. And it's you know, if Bitcoin hits $1 million, you know, I'll be all right. I'll be able to go to one of those nice nursing homes. If it doesn't and everything crashes, I'm going to be in the poor folks nursing home. If I make it that far. That's the other thing. Kind of like Danny. It's like, I'm almost cussed. I'm really
realize-
surprised. I'm really surprised that I'm still here right now. Anyway, so it's
I don't make plans like that. A big meteor could come tomorrow and just run them all for everybody.
yeah. But that's pretty much it. It's just every kind of I don't buy a lot of stuff that I don't need, and that money goes into the future so that if something does happen, you know, I can you know, get my car fixed without having to worry.
Well, if I get to 100,000 subscribers, I think I'm obligated by YouTube law to start selling a shitcoin. So you can have that.
That's true.
Yeah, invest
That's
in that.
true.
I promise I won't
Oh,
rug pull.
By the way, let me let everyone know I will be releasing Caldy coin coming up. I'm not going to rug pull it. I swear to God. Put all your life savings into it. You're going to be fine. We're going to go to the moon. To the moon, folks.
Absolutely.
We're all going to be rich.
Hey!
Of milk and honey. Just
There's no downside.
yeah, there's no downside. All the money is going to be going to charity. Let me just tell all the lies about the coin. I'm going to be feeding everyone in Africa that is starving, all of those things. So save your coins, invest in Caldy coin when it comes out. And yeah, we're going to save the world one day.
Amen, brother. Amen. Preach.
Preach it, Caldy. Preach.
Mhm.
Make a difference.
I'd invest in the after party.
I'm sure there is a coin called the after party.
Yeah, there's gotta be.
There-
There's
there is-
absolutely
there is
has to be.
probably-
There has to be a coin. It's called the
100%.
Caldy after party.
In fact,
I
let
don't
me,
know about a coin, but there's a pill called that, right?
You guys are funny.
Mhm.
there's a Cali coin. There's not a Caldy coin. I don't know.
Okay, well, let's see. Who hasn't gone yet? Tracy.
Okay. I would be sort of dovetailing Tug a bit because, you know, I am learning how to eat better and take care of myself and lose the weight. And I went to the doctor's office just yesterday to see my endocrinologist, and he was happy with me because I'm in the 90%. Yeah, I'm in the 90% projectile. That means I'm pretty much stabilized with my A1C.
Nice.
I think I'm like 5.5 now. I was 6, so now I'm 5.5. So I just have to keep on going, drinking a lot of water, and like I said, exercising and learning to eat in smaller portions, you know, and make sure that everything is, you know, copacetic.
Dude,
and
you're doing something right if it's 5.5. That's lower than mine has ever been since I got diagnosed. So
Yeah, I mean, I was up to 14 at one time, so it's like I understand, but that's when I was heavier too. I've dropped a lot of weight already, so I'm only 40 pounds away from goal, so I'm kind of happy.
yeah, that's awesome. And I think a lot of people who aren't diabetic or don't know anybody who's diabetic don't really understand how front of mind that kind of stuff has to be for us. And like it's
Yeah.
exhausting having to think about that all the time.
Yeah.
It's just part of being diabetic, unfortunately.
Yeah, it scares me because, like, the guy's finger, but I mean, like, seriously, they could cut our toes or our
Yeah, exactly.
feet
Losing our
or take
feet.
an arm or something, it depends on whatever is troubling you. And I know I've got neuropathy, but it's like, I've got that hopefully under control by lowering my A1C, and keeping good with my blood sugars. So that's pretty much where I'm at. I hope to see tomorrow. I don't know if it ever comes or not, but hopefully I'll be around to see it.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah. Be prepared for it at least. And
Yeah.
yeah, I know that I don't have neuropathy yet because I have extremely ticklish feet, like to like a ridiculous degree. If you just like blow on my feet, I'll feel it. So yeah, there's no neuropathy there yet.
You're lucky. Mine just burns the heck out of me.
I've heard it's painful. Yeah.
It's very painful.
Yeah. And I've had people in my family who have, had things cut off because of it. So
Hmm.
that terrifies me for sure.
Yeah, for me too.
Seeing my mom go through diabetes immediately made me shift over to drinking Diet Coke. Everything is as little sugar as I possibly could get.
Yeah, man, sugar is a scourge.
Yeah, I've been off the sugar for a while. I'm down to my AFC thing is down to 7, so I figure I'm lucky.
Yeah, that's about where
Oh.
mine is right now, is 7. Yeah.
That was a
You
lot.
do know, Colby, you
was
do know alcohol turns to sugar, right?
Oh, it does exactly. Same with bread.
Just saying.
Mhm.
I have
Yeah.
this weird thing though with my diabetes. Apparently,
Why am I big?
But yeah, but I
'Cause you haven't gone yet.
don't chug beer all day long like I used to.
No.
Like I used to drink, like
Zach.
Tug was talking about, where he drank soda all day long. I did the same damn thing. Like Pepsi Cola was my
Right
thing.
here.
I was drinking like
Now
a
I get to
12
Woke-
pack a
Woke
day
up
at least.
woke up drinking Pepsi right before I went to sleep. Smoked a cigarette. I'm gonna keep talking, Zach. I'm gonna keep talking. I'm gonna keep talking. I'm gonna keep talking until the sun comes up. No, I'm done. What you got, Zach?
Yeah, cute.
Zach, I put myself over Zach so I could poke him because he made me big. I was like, "You got buttons." All of a sudden, he made me big. I was like, "What the hell will you make me big for?" See? Now he's laughing. Where's that belly laugh, Zach? Give me that belly laugh. Come on now. Give me that belly laugh. Give me that belly laugh, Zach. It's the cutest thing ever when Zach belly laughs.
Aw. Look, he's blushing.
I know. The cutest thing ever. One of the things I really enjoy about my channel is that I have met all of you and that all of us
Yay.
kind of
Mhm.
feed each other. Like when I say, "Hey guys, give me topics for upcoming shows," like you guys are very responsive. Tracy, in the private chat, I'm going to put my phone number so you have it.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Yes,
No,
I
that's
will
fine.
put in my phone.
Because I think you're the only one I don't have on direct.
Yeah. I'm there too. So I'll
Yeah.
put, if you want my number, I could give it to you too.
Yep. Okay. It's in private chat, Tracy.
Yeah, okay. That's why I said I'll give it to you in
Yeah.
private.
Yeah. You could just text message that number and then I'll have it.
Oh, okay. Sounds good to me.
Okay. So, one of the things I enjoy very, very much, Sundays, a lot of Sundays, not every Sunday, depending on what I'm doing, where I'm at. But on Sundays, Zach and I get backstage on StreamYard and we bring up Canva and we work on upcoming shows, thumbnails, intros, outros. I cannot tell you guys how wonderful it is to work with Zach and see his little mouse moving around and my mouse moving around.
Oh, cool.
And then it's funny because like we'll put a text box and we'll just text each other in the like actual like what we're creating to talk to each other, and then we change the text back. But we'll like it's cool because we can actually work on projects together. And it's really cool because Zach gives me an idea. And then I go, "Oh, okay." And so I start putting it together. And then Zach and I together as partners, like start literally moving stuff around the board, adding things, changing backgrounds, and it is the funnest thing I have done in a really long time. Is like getting backstage with Zach and just being open in my pajamas with my hair up in a bun, and I'm just like, come on, Zach, let's go. You know, it's like, but him and I create some really cool things. Like, I really wish I could have helped you more with your newest intro, because that is so special, Zach. Have you guys seen Zach's newest intro with his baby pictures?
Oh, how cool. That's cute.
Zach, if you could put that, please play it if you can. We will wait, because that is something I really wish I could have been a part of, but I cannot claim that I was part of that one. I have been part of all the other ones, but Zach is getting more bigger, bolder, badder, and he doesn't need me anymore. Zach's
No,
getting to a point.
he's assimilating your channel again.
When I was born, they had no hope for me, but I survived to build a legacy. I felt no love as I was raised. I felt broken, disheartened, and betrayed. But here I am, doing my own thing. I'll take a stand, I'll take a stand. I can do anything. You take one look at me and see a man with a disability. You don't know what I can be. You just take me for granted. So here I go, here I go. I'm gonna prove you wrong. Don't tell me no, don't tell me no. I'll show you I am strong. You think that I am disabled? I'm gonna show you I'm very capable. I was made fun of when I was in school. It broke my heart. I wasn't cool. I wanted to give up, wanted to end my life. I couldn't take the pain, couldn't take the strife. But here I am, living the dream. I got some friends, and they're on my team. You take one look at me and see a man with a disability. You don't know what I can be. You just take me. So here I go, here I go. I'm gonna prove you wrong. Don't tell me no, don't tell me no. I'll show you I am strong. You think that I am disabled? I'm gonna show you I'm very capable. I'm a survivor and that's a fact. It was a long road, but I'm not looking back. I am a winner and I choose to succeed. I'm stronger. My past made me be. I'm Zach and I'm just being me. I'm not disabled. I've got a unique ability.
That was awesome.
Every time I see it, it brings tears to my eyes.
Like that song yourself, Zach?
Zach, you were a cute baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, what happened, Zach?
Did you
I
like
asked
that
him
song?
about his shoulder. I asked him about his shoulder after shooting. And he said it hurt like a MFer.
That'll happen, yeah.
I'm all accurate. I'm sure you were shooting some big guns there, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
That was so cool of Mayhem. Shout out to
Where is
Mayhem.
Mayhem, by the way?
So
I
did you
don't
like
know.
that song, Zach?
Why am I big? Zach, why'd you make me big? I don't know what to do, Zach. I'm like, what are you doing to me?
No.
Tug, hold back those laughters.
Do, 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 do.
Mayhem wrote the song.
Mayhem.
Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah, Battlefield Productions wrote that song. Mayhem is the one that was carrying him out the front porch, putting him in the truck, and he's also the one that was shooting with him. That went to visit him on his birthday in April. Yeah, he
Yeah,
came and
that's so
spent
cool.
3 days with you. Took you to. You ate some crazy foods. You're a beast. I don't know how you eat so much and you're so tiny. What did you
I'm
eat today?
envious.
Tell us what you ate today. Me too, Tracy. I look at a magazine with chocolate cake and I gain 10 pounds.
Same.
No, that's me.
I don't
honey.
even I don't even have to eat it. I just look at a magazine and go, oh, that looks yummy, and I can
No,
feel
I
the
might as well
weight.
put it on my. No, honey. Yeah, I put mine on my person. It's like God.
Yeah.
The other people got good metabolism.
My tummy and my booty. Oh, don't tell
Well-
Braddy.
I was like, be careful,
Okay.
Brady's in the chat.
I know. Don't tell Braddy.
Aw.
Oh, look at her. She said hello and a bunch of hearts.
I know.
Hello.
I love
Talking
you,
about that
Braddy.
bud meat. Ah, rah, 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 rah.
I love you, Braddy.
Uh,
Braddy, if I do die, you could eat me. That's fine.
Oh my gosh.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
okay, if Chrissy dies, we're putting in an investigation and making sure Brady is
Yep.
suspect number one,
Yeah.
right?
God.
And I want you guys to know that I did have a very deep conversation with Zach while he's typing. And if anything should happen to me, and say for some reason I was in a car accident going to work, or something happens, I had a major heart attack or stroke, Zach is going to take over my channel.
That makes sense.
Oh.
I just felt like I have to make sure that this channel is going to continue to go on, because I've worked really hard on it. And Zach and I treat our channels, and I know Tug, Tracy, all of us, Caldy, Buff, Danny, it's a business. It really is. You have to treat it like it's something that you could grow and develop
You have
into
to
your
nourish it.
baby.
Make
Yeah,
sure.
you have to baby it and nourish it. Exactly.
Tell me
I
about
don't-
it. I've been so sluggish.
I don't know if I belong in that group.
No.
Me neither.
I was about to say, I don't think Danny does either.
Yeah, because mine is very much yeah. I'm gonna throw this up. If people like it, cool. If not, you know,
Caldy, some of the best times I've had is on your streams.
yeah, but I have to delete them.
I bet some of the best times I've had
Yeah,
is on your streams.
Yeah, but I
Like,
think that's because he doesn't treat it like a business. He treats
Yeah,
it like a fun
it
place
is
to hang
fun.
out. Which
It is
we
it's
fun.
need.
just fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
this
exactly.
is this is me, Zach. I promise you, I'm going to shut up in just a second. This is me getting the demons out on Saturday. night.
Charles Darwin, what does that mean? Chris is trying to raid you, dude. What does that mean, Zach?
Chris is trying to do a raid on your channel.
You don't know what a
So
raid is?
do
It's a
you
good
do you
thing.
have you need to have it set where it can be rated?
I don't know how to do that on YouTube.
What it's happening.
UK Munich.
Oh, there's a process.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Thank you, K Munin. I will, after the grave, still bless this channel. Promise.
Anyway, Zach wants to say something, so let's all shut up.
Sheesh.
I had 8 beef taquitos, 3 granola bars, and 2 grilled cheeses.
I'm glad I'm not in your room. It's gonna smell later.
Ah,
Tug, that sounds nice.
Okay, where's the lie?
Make sure you brush your teeth before you go to sleep, sir.
Rome is in the chat. Hello,
Rome.
Rome.
If I could visit any era, I'd find myself pulled toward the Viking Age, not because I long for war or conquest, but because of the rawness of life, the unity of tribes, and the resilience of people who carved out survival with grit, strength, and unshakable identity. The Viking era, with its icy coasts and storm-tossed seas, reminds me a lot of the spirit we need today, a community that stands shoulder to shoulder, weathering whatever comes with honor, courage, and a fierce sense of belonging. I imagine waking up in a rugged longhouse, where family isn't defined by blood but by loyalty, contribution, and shared fire. I see people rising with the sun, preparing not just food or weapons, but preparing their minds and bodies to meet whatever the day brings. Prepping because it's how they live. It's embedded in their rhythm, their story, their very breath. That kind of instinctual preparedness, where survival and faith are woven together, is what I strive to rebuild in this modern world. And I see the Viking era not as fantasy, but as a reflection of the very values I push through unique prepping today. I picture myself learning the art of reading the stars, navigating waters without GPS, trusting not in technology but in wisdom passed down from elders who learn through scars and stories. These are the types of skills we've lost in the noise of convenience and screens, but the Viking Age reminds me that connection, to the earth, to each other, and to our inner voice, used to be enough. In that connection, there's freedom. There's power in knowing you don't need anything artificial to live fully and fight bravely. That's a message I wish more people could feel again.
Well, that came out of nowhere.
I wouldn't go back just to observe, I'd want to participate. To join the hunt. To gather wood. To laugh in the mead halls. To mourn with the grieving. To celebrate the birth of a child or the return of a warrior. These were not passive people. They lived. And while they had their own darkness, as every era does, they knew who they were. They didn't apologize for their strength, and they didn't abandon the weak. The community looked after its own, because survival demanded it. That principle still rings true today, and it's at the heart of everything I do with my prepping family. I'd bring my cerebral palsy with me, and I'd challenge them to see me not as a burden but as someone uniquely gifted for something different. Maybe I'm not wielding the heaviest axe, but I'm sharpening blades, weaving nets, watching skies, and speaking truth that stirs souls. I believe the Viking spirit would honor contribution over conformity. They'd see the strength of someone who doesn't quit. Someone who adapts. Someone who overcomes. That's a form of power no weapon can match, and in that age, where survival was sacred, I believe they'd understand that deeply. In that era, I'd learn what it means to truly rely on a tribe. To know that you don't have to do everything alone, not because you can't, but because you're not meant to. That's something our modern world has twisted. We worship independence to the point of isolation. But back then, your survival was tied to your neighbors, and there was honor in asking for help and offering it freely. That's the kind of system I'm trying to help rebuild, one rooted in mutual responsibility, not just self-reliance. A system where we rise and fall together. I'd listen to the wisdom of their elders, the ones who held stories like sacred scrolls in their minds, who knew the meaning of every wind shift and animal track. They didn't throw away age or experience like we do now. They preserved it. Honored it. Lived by it. That kind of oral history carried communities through famine, war, and uncertainty. It didn't come from algorithms or textbooks. It came from real, lived experience. That's the kind of learning I want to see more of in prepping circles, learning from each other, not just the internet. I'd pay attention to their rituals, not just for religion but for rhythm. How they marked seasons, honored transitions, and made space for grief and joy. In a time without constant distraction, they leaned into meaning. They knew when to fight and when to feast, when to build and when to burn. That discernment is something I hunger for in today's world, where everything feels urgent but nothing feels sacred. The Viking way reminds me that ceremony matters, and that even the harshest life deserves moments of beauty and pause. I'd sit by the fire with warriors who've lost battles and still hold their heads high. I'd ask them what kept them going. What lessons their scars taught them. How they find peace in a world that constantly threatens to shatter it. Their answers would probably echo the same truths I've found. That struggle is weakness. Unity is everything, and that courage is doing what needs to be done, even when you're tired, afraid, or unsure. That fire, those stories, that brotherhood, that's the heartbeat of survival. I'd study their agriculture, how they grew food in rough terrain, stored it through brutal winters, and traded wisely to support what they couldn't produce. It wasn't about greed. It was about strategy. Sustainability wasn't a buzzword, it was a necessity. That practical mindset, rooted in responsibility to land and future generations, is what I'm trying to resurrect through every video, every garden, every teaching moment. Prepping isn't hoarding. It's stewarding. And the Viking way gets that. I'd find moments of laughter, because even in that brutal era, people laughed. They sang. They told jokes. They flirted. They played games. That reminds me that even in prepping, we need levity. We need joy. We can be serious without being miserable. And sometimes, a laugh around the fire is just as healing as any stockpile of supplies. I'd bring that lesson back with me and pour it into every live stream, every community check-in, every day spent encouraging others not to lose their light. I'd walk to the shoreline and watch longships glide across the water, powered by teams who row in sync, driven by shared purpose. No one rows alone. No one carries the weight alone. That image stays with me because that's what I want for unique prepping, not a solo mission, but a fleet of strong souls moving toward a future we believe in, even when the current fights us. We row anyway. Together. That's where the power is. I'd honor their sense of legacy, the idea that your name, your actions, your courage echo long after you're gone. They believed in legacy more than likes. They lived in ways that made generations remember. That's what I want to build, not just content, but impact. Not just a moment, but a movement. If my work today helps even one person stand taller, prepare smarter, or feel less alone, then I've etched my own kind of rune into the stone of time. I'd return from the Viking Age not to escape modern problems, but to bring back old solutions. To remind people what real strength looks like. What community feels like. What it means to prepare not just for yourself but for the village around you. I'd come back with fire in my eyes, stories in my heart, and a deeper belief that we're not too far gone, not if we're willing to fight like they did. With purpose. With unity. With faith. I'd stand taller knowing that even in a world of brutal winters and endless wars, they still built. They still hoped. They still gathered around the fire and believed in tomorrow. That's what I'm doing today. Building. Hoping. Gathering. And believing that even in this chaotic world, our future can be something worth living in, if we're brave enough to shape it together. UP out.
Wow, dude, you have a very, very romantic opinion of the Vikings, and I respect that. You know, I read the Icelandic sagas of Eric, but let me say that the Vikings
wrote
weren't
those
exactly the nice people you make them out to be. Just saying, it's more of a you make them sound like a glamorous movie Vikings, and they just wasn't that, man. They were marauding killers who raided villages.
I don't know. You'd have to go back in time and see for yourself just to know. Like,
Well, you can check out the history of England.
I know. I'm just saying, like, to get the full picture from every perspective, you'd have to see it for yourself.
And there was that one raider, the boneless guy. I can't think of his first name.
But I do think it's ironic that as you're getting rated, you talk about Vikings.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Raided by a South African, nonetheless.
Yeah, weird.
Wow.
What the hell's going on?
I'm gonna go ahead and answer the question.
Okay,
What? Who?
When?
go ahead.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a Viking tool that I'm going to show you guys.
Oh, cool.
Grimstav.
But I'm not.
So if I could go anywhere on the timeline, I would go like 200 years in the future. For one thing, I am an optimist when it comes to the arc of human history. I do believe in human progress. I think we will be better off in 200 years than we are today, assuming we don't all die in a horrible meteor or something. Because I actually do have more faith in humanity than I probably should. The other reason is I'm assuming I can come back. And that would make me a very, very prophetic sci-fi writer. I could write about what the future is actually going to be like. And nobody will believe me now, but they'll see. And then they'll say, that guy was really smart. He knew things. So, yeah, that's my plan. 200 years in the future. That's all I got. I'm good. Yeah.
Or you go 200 years in the future and you get eat by a Morlock.
Well, that was way more than 200 years. That's why I only do 200 years. I don't want to have to deal with the whole evolution of those people in the caves coming up and eating people. Yeah, I don't want to deal with that.
What's the question?
Buff.
The question is do you find
If you could travel to any era, past, present, or future, which would you choose and why?
That's an easy question for me. Is it my turn or Buzz? Dang it, because I see me.
Oh no, Zach's got the button.
Yeah, I heard Buff and then I see Danny.
Buff, you're gonna have to wait because Zach.
Danny, you go, Danny, go.
Me because I called him crawling spear or something.
Yeah, that's why he's picking on you. That's right. How's that?
Okay. If I was gonna time travel, I'd want to go back to 12,000 years BC to find out what really happened in the Younger Dryas, and was there really a advanced society before? You know, was there something really special here that got destroyed 12,000 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
I want to find out. I want to find out the history that the human race has forgotten.
Get all those mysteries out of your way.
Yeah,
and then you'll come back to the present, and you'll be like the aliens guy. Be like, it was all aliens. I'm telling you, nobody will believe.
Right.
You know, really, I don't particularly subscribe to the ancient alien theory as much as I subscribe to the ancient modern technological civilization of humans that existed in the past and was destroyed by a catastrophe. I think when they talk about people coming down from the air and they saw as gods, they were just advanced people from another part of the planet who had the ability to fly, who had flying machines, and it was a total misunderstanding about aliens.
I mean, no, I do tend to believe that like we give people in the past not enough credit, and I do think that there were more advanced civilizations than the history books tell us that we just have forgotten. I buy that. Sure.
You know, you think about the fact that they could have been the most advanced civilization that ever existed here 50,000 years ago. They could have had everything we've got today, and they could have been destroyed. And you know what would be left today? Whatever they carved in stone, because all their cell phones, computers, and everything would have eroded over time. You can go to there's a junkyard down to not too far from here. When I was a kid, there was 500 old beat up cars in this junkyard, but then they just left it there, and time took it over, and it grew up with grass and trees. And I walked through there not too long ago, and it ain't been but like 40-something years, and now all the cars are rusted out. Once in a while, you see where an engine block was or some glass that didn't break out of a windshield, but there's no cars there no more after 40-something years. In 100 years, there won't be nothing there but a pile of dust.
Yeah, you ever see that show they had on, I think it was like the Discovery Channel back in the day. It was like After People. And it was basically discussing like how long it would take for all evidence of civilization to just disappear. And it is a lot shorter than you think.
So, okay. 2,000 years, we're reduced to a level of dust in the ground.
Yeah, then basically there'd be no evidence of us. We'd just be gone.
Well, who knows what was here 50,000, 100,000, or 1 million years ago? It's been 65 million years since the dinosaurs died. A lot of things could have come and gone in that period of time.
You're not wrong, and that's a cool answer. Like, go back in time and answer all those questions. That's really cool. I like that.
I love that thing on Star Trek where the Solarian hypothesis, where the lizard, where the dinosaurs evolved and the lizard people left the planet after the destruction and went out and colonized space. So there's alien lizard
Dinosaur
people from
people,
Earth
yeah.
past to the galaxy. You know, you like science fiction?
No, I mean, I got it. Yeah. Oh. Okay.
All right. So in this
All right.
scenario, we're going back in time, right?
We're time travelers. We've done the past. We're moving to the present and the future. Yes. So this question is: if you could travel to any era, past or future, or which would you choose and why? Zach chose the Vikings. I'm with Zach. Like I'm totally with Zach.
How
I
long
would
do I
wanna
have to?
see-
Is there like a how long do I have to? Are there like stipulations or anything like that?
No.
I don't know, but
You could go to the
BBB
Egyptians.
apparently-
You could go to
Okay.
Adam and Eve.
All right,
You
all
could
right,
go
I got it.
wherever.
I got it. I got it.
I go quickly.
Hey, I got it. I got it.
Hey, yo.
But real
I got it.
quickly, BBB, do you got a fantasy to be carried off by a Viking raider?
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Yikes.
Yes.
Oh boy, there it is.
I'm not gonna
Note to
lie
self.
about that.
Costume
Either a
shop
British,
tomorrow.
either a British or a Viking raider. Yes, absolutely. One of the two.
Yeah, she would. And dang it, the costume shop's closed on Sunday tomorrow.
Oh, Dan, you're making me cry.
Danny, that's so funny. All right, Colby, go. Please.
Okay, so what I would do is very simple. I would charge up a couple of iPhones. I would go back in time to the Library of Alexandria. I would take snapshots of everything in there, and then I would help them start the fire. I would help them
Of course.
because I know they're going to do it anyway. So why not have some fun while I'm there? And then I would come back and I would have all of the knowledge that is back there. And then I would sell it for $1 bajillion. That's what I would do.
Jillian.
I'd
There's a
put it-
bootstrap paradox in there. Like, did you actually cause the fire? Like, the fire's always been caused by you? Yeah.
Who knows? I do love a good fire. I
Yeah.
do. Like, I always like to have a good fire going behind me. So yeah, like, I would go back in time, copy everything, and then, also have a Bic lighter with me and just set it ablaze as I did it, and then go like, ha ha ha, have fun in the dark ages.
Oh God.
You'd probably be responsible for the Black Plague too, because if you time travel into the future, your immune system won't be able to keep up with the diseases of the future. But if you travel to the past,
Probably
you'll be able to survive whatever's there, but you will give off whatever pathogens you've grown, and yeah,
Oh man.
you'll have
And-
wiped out
oh,
everybody.
Yeah. Also, make as many children as I possibly can in that time, and then leave single
Genghis
mothers. Leave single mothers, and then bail.
The ultimate male fantasy.
I just want to cause some chaos. That's all I want to do is just cause some chaos.
You're lucky there's only 2 females on this panel.
You guys weren't expecting that, were you?
Not
No,
at
but I
all.
loved
Rock
it.
and roll.
I loved it, Colby. I loved it.
Tell it like it is, man. Tell it like it is.
We all love making babies. Raising them's a different thing.
Yeah. I don't want to raise no damn babies.
No, you just want to make the babies. You don't want to raise them babies.
I'll make them ancient babies and then get out of there.
Oh, wow.
Get back to the time where I can play my Apple Music.
Oh, God.
Anyway, get me off this big screen. I'm too beautiful to be up here.
So who hasn't gone? Shane hasn't gone.
Yeah, I'll deal with this. What's the question?
Oh goodness.
Shane, the question is, if you could travel to any era, past, present, or future, which would you choose and why? So you could be an Egyptian, you could be a caveman eating raw meat, or you could be in the future. What do you want? What's your fantasy there,
I mean,
buddy?
you can eat raw meat.
How do
I
you
know, right?
travel? How do you travel to an era that's present? You just get in your car and drive. You can't travel to the future. That's just impossible because the future does not exist. So it would have to be the past. I would go back to, I guess, 1889, Austria-Hungary, at the Braun Inn. Yeah. On April 20th.
Wow.
I'd go there.
Ooh, on our
And
birthday, on our birthday, Buff.
Be in a certain room and do a suggestion that Don Cheadle made about Thanos in the Avengers movies about going back to when baby Thanos was born and just there's a certain little child that was born. I'd probably go back to that day, be in that delivery room, and it was just like, oh, maybe you got to put yourself in white face, I guess, pass off as it. Part of me and all that, and just
I know who you're
baby
talking
for
about.
cleaning. We take baby for cleaning, and it may seem a little cruel.
We
But
take baby
how many
for
atrocities
cleaning.
could have been
I
avoided?
actually saw a TV show where somebody did that, and it turned out that the baby that the Hitlers adopted later on became Adolf, and he didn't say nothing.
The what now?
Yeah, I
Danny's
saw a
talking.
show about that.
No, what did he say?
Danny, repeat, please.
Okay, somebody went in this show. This lady went back in time. She took Hitler when he was born and chucked him in the ocean, chucked him in the lake, and drowned him. But the Hitlers adopted another child after the loss and named him Adolf. So it turned out it didn't stop nothing.
Okay,
It turned out Hitler was adopted.
but if at all possible to go in the future, I'd probably go about give or take 100 years ahead, or we could use the model that the whole climate people try to use that has been, of course, debunked. Let's go when they think the sun's gonna burn out. Yeah, let's go about, I don't know, what did they say, like 20,000, 50,000 something years in the future. Let's see if the sun still exists. Oh, still there. Yeah, interesting. But yeah, you can only. That's a tricky question still, though. It's loaded because time travel, I just don't believe in time travel. But I guess
That's
for the
the next
hypothetical,
Mhm.
I mean, yeah. They go in the future. Yeah, I'll keep it moderate, reasonable. Let's go about 100 years into the future. See if we get our hoverboards yet. Where's my hoverboard? All right, Back to the Future promised me a hoverboard. Anyway, maybe about 100 years. See where we're at. We're still a function. I mean, that's a good. Let's
Ooh,
put it.
like
Let's put it in a good.
Buff,
good
you have a
average
comment here.
generation. I'll put it in a good
You
average
have a comment.
generation. 70 years. See where we're at.
Yeah, Jeremy,
See what's
traveling to
going
the
on.
future is the
What's
easy
the
part.
comment?
It's the coming
What's
back.
it? I can't read it.
He
The
said,
screen's too
wrong,
small.
sick. Future time travel has always been possible. Only way we travel there in real time as opposed to jumping ahead in the timeline.
No, you can't go to something that doesn't exist. You can't go to the future. It doesn't exist. This is one of the things that movie, Back to the Future, got right. Well, in the first part anyway.
Got it, Danny.
You can't go to something that doesn't exist. The past does exist. Could be possible, maybe. That's a whole drawn out thing. that I've spent too much time talking with other people about this. We're not going to get into all that. But the future, it just doesn't exist. I don't know what's going to happen in 5 minutes. Like Danny was saying about his thing about plans for the future and stuff is just like, I think Caldy, I think he said it too. I don't know what's going to happen in the next 30 minutes. Nobody does. So how can you go to that point? It doesn't exist. The past has already happened. I could see a possibility of that. And not in the Superman method of spinning around the Earth. So that would only just make the sun move back. That's so stupid in that movie. But anyway, I'm going to 1889 in Austria.
That's
What?
funny.
What?
I'm good.
He's going to Austria, 1889.
It's going to
August
Austria,
20th.
1889,
To a
420.
certain delivery room.
420.
Oh, okay. All right. That's all I needed to hear was 420. Now I understand because you
Yeah.
guys talk about that
He
way
wants
too
to
much.
hijack
about who
Hitler.
y'all share a birthday with.
He
Yep.
wants to kidnap Hitler. That's all. That's all he wants to do is kidnap
Get
Hitler.
baby Thanos.
And then that way our birthdays aren't tragically aligned with something so horrifying.
Well, we still got the other problems with it. I mean,
That's
we
right.
did a stream on that.
Hey, it was good though. I think that we did well. I showed up as Tigger. Come on now. In a costume. I literally was wearing a Tigger costume. If you guys haven't seen it,
Absolutely adorable.
The funny part was you showed up in a tiger costume and most people didn't notice.
Oh, jeez.
no, they noticed. Like I literally had the
I
Tigger
thought it
face.
was
I literally came dressed as Tigger from Winnie the Pooh, like Tigger. I had the
Aw.
hood up with the face, and like I literally showed up to our birthday live stream dressed as Tigger.
How cute.
Bouncy, bouncy, trouncy.
I
bouncy,
thought it
fun,
was
fun,
funny.
fun.
Fun. The most wonderful thing about Tiggers is I'm the only one. I'm the only one. Ooh.
But if not then, I'd probably go back to the medieval times. You know,
Hurst is saying the same thing,
the-
Buff. We already dealt with Hitler in a different life and found out if you're in that rabbit hole, no Adolf Hitler, the baby was switched at birth. Now think about that,
That's
is what he said.
what Danny was talking about.
If not
Yeah.
then, I'd go back to the medieval times, the days of King Arthur and the knights in their armor and everything, and knowing what you know now about medieval armor, about the vulnerable points of the armor, a lighter sword, I'd probably go with a katana, and just
Yeah,
straight
that's why they didn't
jabs.
mess with Japan.
Or you could just take a good old AK-47 with you and have the thunder sword.
I'd be the baddest warrior in the land who wore no armor. It's just stab. Why'd you get me? Oh, stab. Anyway, I'm good. I'm done.
And then they'd make an
Danny,
Assassin's
what-
Creed game about you.
Yeah, Danny, what movie was that you watched that they
It was an episode of the Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
the Twilight Zone. Those were always bizarre.
A
Okay.
time-traveling woman goes back to kill Hitler, and she kidnaps Hitler as a baby and drowns him. But it turns out that it was another baby that was Hitler, not him. Family really adopts another baby that becomes Hitler, so it didn't help to do that.
Okay.
So you go back and try
Really
to change
kinda
time.
caused it. It caused
So
it,
you go
actually.
back and try to change time, and time says, no, absolutely not. This is happening. This needs to happen to place things in the future. Is that what you guys are saying?
Yeah, it's
No, that's what they're saying. I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'd
I know
go
that's-
back and
yeah.
snap a baby's neck.
okay. Without getting too technical, it's the Kip Thorne mathematics of time travel that, like, mathematically, if time travel were possible and if you could go back in time, the only way to solve things like the grandfather paradox is that no matter what you do in the past, you can't actually change anything. That, like, whatever happened in lost terms. Yeah. So if you went back in time and you killed a baby that you thought was Hitler, it would turn out that you'd always done that, and that Hitler wasn't actually killed as a baby.
Mm.
You made some mistake. You know, if you went back in time and tried to kill your
okay,
grandfather,
that's
then you
making
never could
sense
have
to
actually.
me.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm talking out of the womb.
Yeah,
I
I know.
know
But
what room your mom's.
I'm just trying to explain what we're talking about.
Hold on, a quick
So no,
question
wait,
though.
Curse said something. I was reading that. Zach, hold on. Where are you at? Curse
Curse
said
is crazy.
Curse said the grandfather paradox is a lie, but Bootstrap will blow up the planet.
I'm not sure
Right.
what he's referring to, but the bootstrap
Yeah, I
paradox is the idea that, you know,
Curse,
if like
you need
you
to
are
come
your
up
own
to
grandfather,
explain.
you know, like
Curse.
No.
I'm my own grandpa.
the
I
bootstrap
gotta-
paradox is that like if you travel back in time and you do something that had always had been done before, then like if you have you seen Somewhere in Time, like if you follow the watch in Somewhere in Time, that like he gives this watch to the girl in the past, and then the girl in the past grows up and gives him the watch when he's younger. So where does the watch start and where does it end? That's the bootstrap paradox. It never ends. It's a loop. So it's like pulling yourself up by your bootstraps, which doesn't actually make any sense, but like that's the paradox.
So Curse says
Now-
you have a big enough brain, Tug. You're
Now, does the
explaining it very
I've
well.
done a lot of research into time travel. I know a lot about
Yeah.
it, okay?
He says you have a big enough brain. You're handling it just fine.
Does the
I know
principle
time travel.
apply that Caldy was saying? Are we going to said place, and is there a return trip?
Yeah, the return trip is the hard part. I mean, it's
I
easy
mean,
to
am I
travel.
going?
Yeah.
Yeah, am I going to the past or the future? And
It's up to
I
you.
do
That's
what I
it's
do.
what you do.
Th-
Yeah.
No, it's not up to me. That the basis of the question has to be a set of rules.
Dude, I just went
This
back
is
in
my
time
house.
with my
Here's
phone
what the
and
rules.
recorded
Here's where the
the
rules get
Library of
messed up.
Alexandria and then burned it.
Okay, this
No,
is my house.
The rules get messed up when you time travel because if you actually did go back in time and change something, then you create what's called a paradox, a different timeline. And the timeline you come back to isn't the same one you necessarily left.
Yes.
Different theory. That's the many
Paradox.
worlds
Yeah,
interpretation.
of
Completely
course.
different
I mean-
interpretation of time travel. Yes.
Thank you, Ajamin. Thank you,
can't mess
Ajamin.
stuff up time traveling.
Jeremy, here we drop everybody's links. We support each other. Let's go. Let's grow. We all
Have you
support each other.
Have you ever heard of John Teeter?
Of course.
Have you ever heard of Loki?
Not the Marvel, but the Viking Loki I've heard of. Yes.
No, I'm talking about the
I don't-
Marvel. But
I don't care about the Marvel. I
Pretty
like
sure the
Fair
Marvel
enough.
Loki was
I like the Norse.
John Titor.
Loki.
and
You
also,
do realize that the Loki and Thor in the Marvel movies are the Loki and Thor from North history, right?
no.
Yes,
Well, yes.
absolutely. Loki, Thor, Odin, Freya, they're all the Norse history, which I can't wait to show you guys what I have here. It's a
Oh, right, I forgot
Primstav.
about that.
You know,
Okay,
can't
well,
wait
you're
to
going to
show
get
you
big
guys.
so you can show us.
Yeah,
Oh,
show
God,
us.
somebody's putting me big.
It's already midnight.
Okay. Okay. Winter. Okay. So one side, this is copper, by the way, and they used to make them out of wood. This is a Primstav. It is from the Viking
well,
calendar. Okay. I do absolutely study and love Norse religion. I try to figure out the Viking ways. Like Zach, I like to figure out their calendar, how they plant, how they harvest. And I think this is one of the reasons, like, I could pretty much put anything in the ground and make it grow. I took an avocado pit out of an avocado in my kitchen and I stuck it in a little with a couple little toothpicks. It is now this big.
wow.
I'm like, oh, okay. So this is Somner, and don't think of that horror movie. I know what you guys are thinking, that horrible horror movie, Somner. But it has, let's see if you guys can see it. So it has dates on like what is like a ruler across here.
Well,
It's upside down. There you go. And so see like the scissors there's symbols, right? There's like a sigh that you like
Neato.
harvest, plant. There's seeds. There's a picture of a pig. Like this is when to slaughter. So it's like this is summer, and all they had back then is summer and winter. And see, winter is on the other side. So winter is on the other side. And so it has, oh, sorry. Why am I apologizing to my mic?
Because you're too nice.
Okay. But winter also has different things of when to take the animals in. So now here's the funny part. This day where the scissors are at is September 11th. A lot of us know that date for a really big reason. September 11th. This day, if it's sunny, you're going to not do anything. You're just going to continue to go on. However, if this day is cloudy, you're going to pull your crops early. You're going to bring your animals in and you're going to prepare for an early winter. Every single time on that day that it's been cloudy on September 11th, that has happened. Winter has started early. Storms have happened. Like it's crazy that this thing is so ancient, but yet still accurate. And I'm like, and how is it accurate Scandinavia and where I'm at in California? Oh, because it's what's going on in your atmosphere. So it's really interesting. There's some more that is like everyone need to come together and celebrate. I believe that's close to New Year's. But this is considered, a lot of people consider Viking religion a pagan religion. And Christianity tried to wipe out the pagan religion by all other religions. How do I put that? Like they thought all other religions other than Christianity was, yes, does it account for a leap year? Yes, it does. It says 4 times. So every 4 years times 1 here.
Wow.
It's very interesting. If you guys ever get a chance to look up on Google or something, a primstav, I have been studying this.
Cool.
Very, very interesting. So one of the things on this calendar here is a bag of seed, and it's early February. Now, here's something else that's very intriguing to me. Why is there a UFO on here? There's literally a UFO, a flying saucer on this calendar.
Danny was right.
They're coming to visit us. Like there's literally a UFO on there. It's literally a UFO. Can you see it?
Yeah. Crazy,
See
huh?
Can you see it now?
Looks like Saturn.
No,
Yeah.
it's a UFO. And then there is an axe, which means start clearing out debris and getting things ready to plant. And then the next one is getting ready. And then this one is marriage. So this female standing here is when they would get married because they felt that that was the right moon and the right time to marry, which would be within the right. They believed in so many like moon phases and the water flowing more in the spring, that it was more plentiful. It was drier, but you got to remember where they were at. Yes. Doom. This is a primstav. It's a primstav. Yes. But it is amazing. And I've had this thing for about 5 years now. And every single year I like try to follow the calendar just to see like how close it is. It dumbfounds me every time. It's really odd. It's very odd how this thing works, but it's always accurate. And that is weird to me because I'm like, they must have known something, right? They
It goes back to what I was saying. I I think we underestimate how smart ancient peoples were.
Exactly.
Mhm.
They were
Yeah.
not idiots back then. They were
No.
idiots.
Yeah, and they knew like when to pull the animals in, where not to pull the animals in. Do you know which regional variation you have? Doom. I would let me look. That's
Yeah.
a very good question, Doom.
Is it Swedish? Is it Finnish? Is it Norwegian?
It
Or
says
Canadian.
it's Scandinavian. So I don't know.
Scandinavian? Well, that's all three.
Yeah.
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 It has
Yeah.
the markings on the handle. Can you see that?
Mhm.
On one side. It only has it on one side. But on one side it says Somner, and the other side says WHITER, which I think is winter, like winter and summer. So they only have two sides.
Winter.
Winter,
Winter.
yeah, VHITER. Yeah, so I think that's winter.
And I think that would be mostly kind of Norwegian.
I
near
think
Norway.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. But I
I didn't realize
absolutely.
what horror movie you were talking about. It took me a while. Got it.
Oh, Sumner. Sierra made me watch that, and I hated her afterwards. I was like, I don't ever. Why are you so disturbing? And she goes, "It's a good movie, Mom." No.
Okay.
So Doom says, "Yeah, middle age is pretty old." Yeah, I just am fascinated. I absolutely love and I'm totally brain bending when I'm getting into the Scandinavian old history of the Norse, and a lot of that has been lost because it's been burned. Like so many libraries were burned, and the
By
records.
cult.
Yeah. So,
Actually,
Yeah.
there's a lot of history left with the Norse, and it's called the Icelandic sagas. And if you read through it, it's I think there's like 106 volumes involving Eric the Red and the conquest of Greenland and stuff like that. There's a lot of literature.
And it all
Danny,
ends
you have
with
me
Bjork.
intrigued. Danny,
Huh?
you're going to have to text me that so I can get those books.
If
Just
you
for
really
you,
want
Caldy.
you really want to learn about the Vikings, who gave up their evil ways.
What are you laughing at?
A lot of the Vikings became Christians, and believe it or not, a lot of them actually went on the Crusades into the Holy Lands. with King Richard.
Let me mute myself.
What is going on? Oh, that's it. That's it. Step forward, son.
Doug said the history of Iceland and Greenland ends with Bjork.
Yeah.
And I can't argue with that because
It's
after
accurate.
after she has come onto the scene, what in the F? I call myself, what in the F have they done other than Eve Online? Nothing. Nothing. They've done nothing.
They've reached their apex, and their apex
That's it.
was Bjork.
Doom.
Jesus.
Doom.
Behavior.
It's oh so quiet.
I love Doom's comments. Like, they're fascinating.
It's oh
Doom,
so
I guess
quiet.
Is it so complex?
I'm going to have to look up Doom's interesting stuff. Like, what is snoring?
He seems to
I'm
be
gonna-
the guy you need to talk to. Yeah.
I know. I'm very intrigued right now, okay? My brain is bended. Doom, you bended my brain.
Blended your brain.
You bended my brain.
Blended your brain.
Not blended, bended. Doug,
I'm teasing.
behave.
Sorry, it's all I do.
Oh, okay. He wrote the okay. Now I got it. Okay. the Viking Bible, basically.
Oh, okay. I don't know anything about the Vikings, so honestly, it's all interesting to me.
So the Prose Edda is kind of like a book of the history that is left of the Vikings, and it's kind of like their stories they're missed. It's kind of like the Bible of Vikings. Like, what you guys just have to Google it. Like, if you want
Okay.
more information, Google it. It's very fascinating. It's really
I
cool.
sent you, Chrissy, I sent you an audio book about the Icelandic saga so you can listen to it when you're driving.
Thank you. That will be great for me so that I don't have to have Jake and Kirst and Zach and everybody keeping me up on my way home from work at night. Because sometimes I get off at 10 o'clock at night and I'm like, I have a drive home and it's in the darkness. Valhalla, Kirst, Valhalla. And so, which is heaven, by the way, so you guys know, in the Norse, Valhalla is heaven. It's one of the heavens. But yeah, like Zach, Kirst, Jake Hudson, Mayhem. When I get off really late and I'm extremely tired and I have a whole hour drive home in the pitch dark, these guys are taking care of me. They're literally on the phone with me being like, stay awake. Stay awake. Call me. That's it. I'm getting called.
I'm sorry. I was still in a Bjork kick. And I can't say what her first band meant, but I put it in back chat.
Okay.
Oh, let me go see. Oh my god!
And she would dress up like a doll with like red circles and everything, like powder on her head.
God.
That's why he put it in back chat.
Come out and sing
That's why he put it in back chat. Oh my god! All right, it's 2 hours 24 minutes.
It's time to say goodbye, folks.
And I didn't even get my turn. No, I'm just
kidding. No, I'm putting you up. I'm putting you up. I'm not forgetting you. We're trying to get back on track.
I'm teasing you.
You can tease me all you want, Tracy.
Mine is really simple because I miss my mom and dad so much. I wish I could just go back in time just to see them and talk to them again, because it was only us. I don't have any brothers or sisters, so I grew up as an only, and that was my family, my mom and dad. It was all three of us. So I just kind of want to go back to the 70s or whatever, and or maybe even the 80s, and just see them and talk to them one more time and hug them one more time.
Yeah.
Because I really miss them a lot. And, they did so much for me. And it's like, I didn't really realize it till one day I was really thinking about it really hard. And it was like, I started I had a bad day. I was bawling all day. But long story short is, I just miss my mom and dad. Simple as that. That's it.
No, that's actually a really good answer.
They say if you tell yourself that you're going to dream about somebody, you can go to sleep thinking of it and actually dream about them that night. So you might be able to talk to them in your dreams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just miss calling my mom or calling my dad. And it's like, I still remember the phone number back home by heart. It's weird. It's weird because it's like I have nobody really to talk to. And I never got to see them be fuddy-duddy old people, never saw them with complete white hair. And I never saw them, with canes or anything like that, or in nursing homes or anything. I didn't get that luxury, I guess, of seeing them like that. Maybe they didn't want me to see them like that, but long story short is I miss the hell out of them.
Yeah, I kind of know how you feel.
I dropped a song in the back chat, Tracy, for you to look up at your leisure. That I think you'd like this song.
Oh yeah, I love Mamas and Papas.
It's not them. It's by a band called Supergrass, but it's a song called Mama and Papa, and it's literally about missing Mama and Papa.
Oh, I read it wrong. Oh yeah, that's cool.
It's beautiful, and I wish I could play it, but it's beautiful.
Copyright.
Like, I love your music. Like, I just love it.
So there you are. That's my whole story, and I guess I'm sticking with that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I mean, I don't have to go back to the, I'd rather read history than, be in it. I mean, kind of violent, I like ancient Rome. So,
Yeah, the past was the worst. Like,
Yeah.
I would want to be in the past. Like, I don't want to hang out with the Vikings. Are you kidding? I'd live like maybe.
stupid bloody Vikings.
I feel like I would dominate in a Viking culture.
Mm.
I feel like I'd be like,
Can
"Step
you
aside,
speak ancient
I'm
Norwegian?
I will. I would. I'd know. Yeah, I'm sure I'd figure it out quick. I speak 3 languages right now.
Is one of them ancient Norwegian?
No, I learn languages very quickly, though.
All right, first test, Chrissy. How do you say cheers in Norwegian or Swedish or Finnish?
Cheers.
Skål.
Oh,
Skål.
Isn't there a beer
Oh, because
called
we drink
Skull?
beer out of people's skulls. Okay, got it.
I don't think it's because of that.
No.
I think that's what it is.
No.
Vikings were brutal.
it comes from the same Latin prefix, skull, which basically means container.
Ask me in exactly the skull.
But that's not because they're drinking out of a skull. They're drinking out of a container.
You know
the
how
skull is a container for your
You
brain.
know I'm messing with you guys right now, right? I'm brain bending.
like the skull. Like, have you ever drank out of a skull? It doesn't hold that much liquid. You got to get.
Ew.
And it's really messy. There's so
It's
many
really
holes.
messy, and you
Yeah.
got the cleaning process is not good. Like it's.
Oh, I've
it's
got
not great.
Vikings on panel. Tracy, do you see this? I got Vikings on panel
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
know.
that tell us how to drink out of a skull. And
Oh,
say,
I'm not a
skull.
Viking. I'm just a sailor.
Now, the basic human skull only holds 7.9 ounces. What you really want to get is one of them big, long, elongated skulls, because they hold a lot more. You got to get your alcohol in.
You want to get a crystal skull. Those are the best ones because then they also
put nothing in a
they hold value and they hold the liquid.
crystal.
If you buy one of those, though, dump out the vodka because the Crystal Skull vodka tastes like ass.
Yeah.
Hey, whoa, come on now. That Aykroyd makes
I've
sense.
seen that.
Thank you, Doom.
I know Dan
Thank you,
Aykroyd makes
Doom.
sense. That's why it tastes like ass.
Okay, well, here's my thing, right? It contains the brain. I agree with Doom. It contains the brain. Therefore, it's the skull. That's why they call it drinking from the container. I completely believe that.
That's what anyway, whatever.
You're wrong. You're wrong.
I could be
You're
morbid.
wrong.
It's
Aw.
fine.
Yeah, Harper.
The only people who drink out of skulls are D&D players. Everybody knows that.
Ah, I rolled a 20. That means I get to drink from the skull. Ho, ho, ho.
I rolled an 88. So Doom says he used to be Viking. Doom, you should
How did you stop
probably
being
come
one?
up sometime. You
What
should
happened?
probably come up sometime and join us as a special guest on our panel and talk to us about this stuff. This is interesting.
They must have
Latin
excommunicated
base,
him.
skull, and container are two different words. Triple B, you are correct.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Who'd have think?
Well, I'll tell you what. When I go back to the Library of Alexandria, I'll find out, and then I will tell you the answer for 1 Bitcoin, Chrissy.
Oh God.
I don't care about Bitcoins.
I do.
I know you do. You want to get rich on Bitcoins. I don't
Hell
care
yeah.
about Bitcoins. You know what I care about? Watch
Yeah.
time right now.
Watch time.
I need watch
She's
time.
trying to get monetized.
Yeah, and I'm 700 hours away. I need monetization.
I thought you were monetized. I thought you were getting super chats and stuff.
I am, but I'm not monetized fully. I only have Super Chats membership, and
You get permissions in a specific order.
yeah, I'm
Oh,
not
okay.
monetized.
Watch hours and all that stuff. Yeah.
Shit, to me, that's monetized.
Quite cherry picking, Triple B. Thank
I mean,
you.
yeah, she can make money, but yeah, she can't like get money off of ads and stuff like
Doom says we're all correct.
Oh, boy.
Quite cherry picking. Yes, I know. I know.
that. How can
Doom.
we all be correct when we're arguing with each other?
Exactly.
It's a debate. It's fine. This is entertainment. We're entertaining people.
I'm teasing.
I don't feel that tickler. Stop it. That's supposed to be a mind tickler. Haha.
Oh, I didn't get
I
it.
was off.
I was just.
You went somewhere else. We need to start the
I
after
think I'm
party.
still there. I don't know.
I'm 49 hours away from the first level of monetizing.
Woohoo!
49 hours. You whooped my butt, Zach. You whooped my butt because we were at the same, and then you just bypassed me. You have
Wow.
a very strong community, Zach. I'm very proud of you. I'm very honored and complimented to be your buddy and your friend and your sister. Very good, Zach.
It's gonna get
Wow.
Zach, get
Yeah,
Zach
man, Zach
monetized, get you fully monetized.
Yeah.
And then you guys can grift and we can reap the benefits.
Yeah.
Lift.
Caldy, just so you know, I'm going to start doing a BBB after dark every Wednesday night.
I wish I could have been awake for the one the other night.
Oh my God, it was off the hook.
Yeah, well, that's a panel show. Yeah, congratulate. That's a panel show at late at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was talked by Bricky and them into dropping the link publicly for people to just come up.
Mm-hmm.
And they told me if they were good or not. And I think they dropped $360 in super chats
Wow.
that night. And I was like, what is going on? Like, and everybody was debating, everybody was arguing, everybody was talking, but everybody loved each other. Everybody was really cool with each other. They're all friends. They all know each other.
Yep.
But I never felt so much support. It was an interesting experience that opened my eyes as a YouTuber. Is like, okay, I can't keep it just like at this. I have to expand. I have to open up a little bit and do something different. And I have to do like what these people want and what these people want.
Mhm.
So now Wednesday night, I'm going to be doing a BBB after dark. And the rest of my channel will stay the same. But every Wednesday night, we're going to step outside the box. We're going to do a BBB after dark.
Cool.
After Zach closes. Because I'm not going to trample on my little brother right there.
Aw.
What you ought to do is you ought to make people debate Zach, because that would make you say, "Oh, Zach," and I'm saying this from a grifter standpoint. You would make so much money. I'm gonna say it in Ricky's voice. You would make so much
So
money.
much money.
So much
So much
money.
money.
So much money, my friend.
All right. And the very last question. Are you guys ready to like bust through this last question real quick?
Let's bust through it.
There's more.
Right.
Let's break on
There's
through.
one question left. And I put Zach because I know he's going to want to. No. What do you mean, no? You've been going
Sure.
first all night, taking the buttons. You get the first one. Oh, yes, you do. Yes, you do. I'm going to make you big. I also have buttons. Now what? Now what? I have buttons. Okay. Oh, nope.
Oh, okay.
They're fighting. Siblings.
Yeah, I'm getting dizzy.
Okay. Migraine.
Do you think time travel would ever be possible, or is it purely science fiction?
He's dying.
There's that deep belly laugh I was looking for. There's that deep belly laugh. Do you think time travel would ever be possible, or is it purely science fiction, Zach? Does somebody want to go while Zach's typing? Because it might take him a minute.
I think it's more science fiction.
Nope, he said give him a minute. All right, give me the finger, Zach. Zach gave me the finger.
I
It's the second finger you've gotten this week.
I know, right? Right.
That's bad.
It's truth, though.
Oh
It's true.
God. That's so funny. The second one you've got.
No, purely science fiction.
What is his answer?
That was his,
Oh,
that
he
was
said
it.
it purely
Yeah, he
science
just said
fiction.
no science, just science fiction.
He thinks it's purely science fiction. He does not think that there's time travel. Okay.
Well, that's a
Holy
record
crap,
short
bro.
answer for him, ain't it?
Okay,
think so.
Tug.
Oh,
your
you
turn.
want me to go? Okay. Well, yes, I do think it is possible.
You wrote a book on it.
I did. The reason I think it's possible is because the physics works, the math works. If you can actually either make or harness a wormhole, which is technology well beyond our bounds right now, then time travel has to be possible. There's no way around it, because if one end of the wormhole can be put in one place with high gravitation, the other one can be put somewhere else, then they will travel through time at different rates. So then if you go in one, you go into the past, and you go in the other one, you go into the future. There's lots of things like that where the math does work out, and it is possible. It requires ridiculous amounts of energy and technology that we do not have and will not have for a very, very long time. But yes, I do believe it is possible. Now, if we could actually build a time machine, the one wrinkle is that we wouldn't actually be able to go any further into the past from the moment we made the time machine. Like, that would be as far back as you could go. So you can't actually build a time machine and go back to ancient Rome. You just can't. There's no way for that to work unless you somehow find a time machine that has already existed. You can only travel from that point on. So yes, I do think it is possible. I don't think it's likely. I don't think it's something we'll see in our lifetimes. But yes, I do absolutely think it's possible. The physics works. They just do. The end.
The end.
I totally disagree with everything he just said.
Nope, that means you go next.
Okay.
Ba, 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 da, ba, da.
And now for an opposing viewpoint. I believe time is linear. I believe all things happen at once. Like what's happening in the past, the present, and the future is all happening on the same exact instant. You can travel from place to place if you create a wormhole that can travel from point A to point B in time, much like you travel in time and space. Once again, I agree that the energy output would be more than we're capable of doing at this point in time. But to say it's totally impossible, nah. I think you can go into the past just as much as you can go into the future if you can crack the constant of time. If you got to look at time in a different viewpoint, you can't look at time as what happened and what's gonna happen. It's all happened. It's got to look at it as a flow.
Yeah,
like
time
water.
isn't okay.
Yeah,
Let's make this
a
clear.
fluid.
Time is not a discrete thing. It is space-time. Time is a part of the universe. It's part of the fabric of the universe. It is as much it's a dimension, basically. So like traveling through time is basically just traveling through space. It's the same thing.
Theoretically.
Yeah.
But if you went back in the past, I'm of that viewpoint of the multiple dimensional thing.
Yes,
That
I'm
it
not.
create a paradox, and you wouldn't be able to change nothing. You'd just come back to an altered reality.
I think the many worlds interpretation was just like a thought experiment that has no basis in science. That's just my opinion, though.
Once again, it all wraps up to the point that it's all theory when it comes to time travel. Because if we could travel in time, eventually somebody would know because we would have come back and say, "Hey, look, we traveled in time."
Well, that's the Hawking thing. But yeah, like on a quantum level, time travel is happening all the time. Antimatter is basically just matter traveling backwards through time. And when matter and antimatter collide and explode, what's actually happening is one piece of matter is going forward in time, huge burst of energy, then going backwards in time. That's how antimatter works.
But once again, time travel and time goes to man's relative concept of what time is. If you want an example of time travel, right now, me and Tracy are existing in the future compared to Chrissy out in California, who's 3 hours behind us. She's
Yeah,
in
that's
the
not how
past.
time works.
Theoretically, she's in the past.
Mm-hmm.
I do see
Yeah,
how
we're all-
that is like what he's saying. I do see what he's saying.
You see, we're existing at the same time,
Yeah.
but then Tracy's in the future and she's in the past right now, due to man's concept of time.
Tug, that comment's for
It's
you.
true.
He never said that. No, I am your father. It always has been.
Once
I
again,
don't believe in the
yes,
Mandela
he
effect.
He might have said that, but some wrinkle in time, somebody actually doing something in time caused what's called a Mandela effect and changed the outcome of small stuff like
I
that.
don't actually believe in the Mandela effect. I think it's just
Just
people's
because you
memories
don't
are
believe
dead.
in it, don't mean it ain't true.
Accurate,
Yeah, I know
but
a
that doesn't
lot of
change
people
my
that
argument.
believe in it. Yeah, I know a lot of people that do believe in it. Like
Something me and Tug agree on. I do not believe in the Mandela effect. You're just remembering.
Buff
stuff
is
wrong.
alive.
I've been here the whole time.
We agree
I
on a
know,
lot of
but your
things, Buff.
camera's off. We can't see you. You're dark. We don't.
Especially
I'm
we're
editing
diehards.
a video. I got my mic muted and camera.
You're
on. I'm editing
multitasking, really?
it. Yes.
He's
I love you,
cheating on
Buff.
you.
I
Anyway,
love you,
sorry.
Buff.
Sorry. Go
I
ahead,
love you,
sorry.
Buff. I
Look,
love you.
if you want to
Twinkie.
interrupt to agree with me, you can do that all night long. It's fine.
I'm in a hurricane, the storm, and the wind, and lightning, and the power's
Ugh.
flickering.
Oh, Jesus.
Just so
Yeah.
you know, I love you, Buff.
Oh, and let me just drop my answer in real quick. Speaking of Tug, no, I mean, well, I guess I've already answered this question because, yeah, I just don't believe in the concept of being able to travel forward. Maybe back.
Hold on,
present, that
Zach.
makes no
That wasn't
sense.
long enough for me to
So-
read it. Hold
That's
on.
what
Zach.
I was. Jim
Hold
was
on.
saying what I was saying.
Okay. Okay, I had to read it. Like Zach went so fast, I was like, hold on, I didn't get to see what that was said. Okay, go ahead, Zach. I give you the buttons.
What's
Hands
going
up.
on here? Hold on.
I have terrible news for everybody. When I went back in time to the Library of Alexandria, I also busted up their time machine so that they could not come back and forth. So
So how did you get back here?
it's on me. Sorry about that.
Because he never left. Whoa.
Whoa.
Curse says that you're gonna have a good back and forth with him, Tug. He's gonna
Oh,
at you.
I'm
Curse
just
is
citing
all-
Richard Feynman, man. I mean, like when I got the
Curse
end
is-
of you're
Yeah,
arguing, not
Curse is
arguing with me.
all
You're
about-
arguing with Richard Feynman. And if you want to argue with one of the greats of quantum physics, go right
Yeah.
ahead. I'm not going to stop.
I love Doom.
Curse
Doom's
is
like it's
all
for the
about
best, Caldy. It's for the best,
Mandela.
Caldy.
Yeah,
I love Doom. That's awesome.
I had to do what I had to do.
Oh my
No,
Romy,
also, I
oh
took this little demon with me. It was her fault.
Oh, Velcro.
Mm.
Hi, Velcro.
Quantum
Hi,
physics is
Velcro.
90% theory and way open to interpretation.
Hi, Velcro. Sweetness. Kitty, 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 kitty.
I can't
Aw,
agree with that.
I had my dog on just a few minutes ago. She
Doggone.
came in my room,
You
and I
sweet,
couldn't
little,
help but pick her up.
you sweet little killer. Tell everybody what you did to the library at Alexander. How
Oh,
you,
God.
how you peed on all those old ancient
God.
scrolls.
You're going to have to see
Wasn't that,
Noni.
wasn't
Come
that funny?
We know
Wasn't that
that's
funny? That
because
was
there wasn't
hilarious.
nothing there when you got there.
here.
Call D.
That was awesome. That was awesome how
Yeah.
we did that Velcro. That was amazing. That was amazing.
You guys pulled off a coup.
We messed up society, Velcro. That's what we did. We messed up society.
Come here, baby.
That's all I had. That was
Oh, you're pugalicious.
This is Noni.
Oh, she's cute.
She's my shadow. And if
That's-
you guys hear snoring during the live stream, she's always under my desk.
I need your address so I can send a CPAP mask to that dog.
Yeah.
My dog snores too. She's a Chihuahua and she snores pretty loudly.
You need
But
food?
she has no septum.
Just
Look,
come here,
her
Chloe.
quishy. Her quishy nose. Quishy nose. She has no septum. So, like, sometimes at night, she'll wake me up. It's like, I'm like, she's 12 pounds. She's
Mine's
12
about-
pounds.
She's really cute. She
Are
was
you on
really
YouTube
adorable.
right now? Are you
I'm in
on
love
YouTube right now?
already.
I know she's so sweet.
Mama,
She's
Does she
my
snort?
Mama,
like
I
some-
can't breathe. I can't breathe, Mama.
look.
Against
There
all
is
odds,
a
that
kitty.
pug pushes on.
There is a kitty on the stream. There's a kitty. There was Velcro. Did you see the kitty? You love kitties. You love kitties.
I couldn't smell it, Mama.
You love
Oh,
kitties.
Make sure on the after party that I tell you what me and Mayhem's Native American names are.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah, we've already heard Zach's a few times tonight. Yeah.
what?
Crawling blade.
Oh,
Mayhem's was tame. Mine was not.
Okay.
Are you cuddling with
Well,
mommy?
well,
Are you trying to
well,
cuddle with mommy? Ow, those
Zach-
are called boobies.
They named Zach Crawling Blade till he
Yeah,
gets
Crawling
excited.
Blade.
Then he becomes
Yep,
Crawling
Rolling
Spear.
blade. Yeah.
Till he gets excited, then he becomes Crawling Spear.
Mayhem's was man that sits down while peeing.
Why would you want to?
He named him-
Tomorrow, Colby and I are going to have a donation stream. I'm asking for $375 to upgrade to a better soundboard, heavier headphones, and a case to transport my equipment if I go places to have my full setup.
Cool.
rock
Awesome.
and roll.
I am also having a stream tomorrow, but earlier in the day, I'm sure. Where
Thank you,
I'm-
Doom.
Or I'm celebrating Star Wars Day by talking about Star Wars.
I'm
Uh,
gonna try to be there,
BB's
Tug.
can try to be there. Yeah.
It all depends on what's going on here.
I'll be in
Like
the
if she
chat.
has a bad morning.
and Chance will be there. So
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
I'm gonna be there in chat criticizing Star Wars.
Okay, look, do me a favor, Tug. If I can't make it because my mom's having a bad day, send Danny the link. Let him come up for me.
oh, you want Danny instead? Okay.
Yeah. But just if I don't show up within
I'm
15
gonna be
minutes.
on tomorrow night with Thrash Pondo Pines on his channel doing a show too.
With Sarah, she gonna be there too?
Yeah, but I'm not sure what the show's about.
But you don't know what the show's about?
I'm kind of confused.
I try to tell all you guys every week what the show's about. Now I
Well-
have Tracy. Tracy, you have my number now. So now
Yes.
we can communicate. So yeah, I can make sure everybody knows what the show's about.
Tracy, I
That-
got your number.
I got your number. Tracy, I got your number. I'm waiting for Tug to do a Dark Crystal, one of my favorite
Oh.
movies of all time.
Wow.
Okay, we will definitely have to make sure there's a Sunday where you're free, and we will do that because I would.
Yeah.
love that.
Dark
I've
Crystal is one of my favorite movies of all time.
actually done a Dark Crystal comic book review.
And then one day,
I didn't know there was
the
a comic
crystal
book for
cracked.
Dark Crystal.
Yeah, there's a whole comic book
There's a
series
comic book for everything.
based on the
Neat.
movie.
It's like Rule 35. If it exists, there's a comic book for it.
And if the plot comes up in a movie or a TV show, they come up in a comic book first.
All I
Probably.
know is the first time I saw Dark Crystal with the Gilflings and like the animation and the puppets and like it was kind of Muppet kind of but so clear and exact.
That movie scared the
The Skeksis.
Especially like that one where like they're sucking the
Skeksis.
thing's
The
brain out of his
the
head.
Skeksis, the
Oh,
Skeksis that look like the
Skeksis.
vultures, the
Yeah.
Skeksis, they're like,
They like open the chamber and he looks at the crystal and like his eyes go all white. And,
oh, and that
That
woman that
freaked
pulled
me
her
out.
eyeball out with the spaces running
Yes.
around, and she's like, Olga, right? It's Olga, and she's like,
Yeah.
who are you,
Oh my God.
Gelfling?
Yeah, I have to admit
Okay.
the world
Okay.
really wasn't ready for that movie when it come out.
No, but I could tell you that is one of my favorite movies.
I
It's-
could talk about that for 2 hours easy. So,
Me
yeah,
too.
we should do that.
The amethyst, it has so many meanings. right? Everything in that movie, the Skeksis, the like, like everything has so much meaning in that movie. And the same thing with The Secret of Nim.
That
The
owl.
Secret of
Speaking
Yes.
of things that freaked me out.
Okay.
yeah.
I actually like the Secret of
That
Nim a
one
lot better.
messed me up, and it really
The Secret
messed
of
me up.
Nim.
Yeah, well, I didn't know what NIM
That it's
stood
real.
for.
Yes, that it's based on a real
like
story.
a year ago.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I saw
Behavioral sync.
I saw the rat experiment, and I was like, "What is this?" And I forget.
It's dark.
I think
It is. Yeah.
I forget who it was that popped in my chat, and they were like, "Caldy, you know this is real?" And I was like, "No way, no way." They were like, "Yeah, that's what the Secret of NIM is about." And I was like,
National Institute of Mental Health.
"Oh my god!" And it was just, I remember like talking to my dad the next couple of days after that, and I was like, "You remember the Secret of NIM?" He's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Did you know that's a true story?" He was like, "What?"
It's
And,
based
like,
on one of the
I-
most messed up experiments.
Messed up
of all
experiments.
time.
Ever. Oh my god.
Crystal and
Ugh.
Okay, so Doom says he's going to come up on a future panel to debate against Dark Crystal and Nim.
Debate
You
against.
come on up, Doom. You come on up. You
What?
let me know when, Doom.
Why would you do
You-
that?
How,
You let me know when. You let me know when. Another one that really moved me was The American Tale.
Oh yeah.
I like it was very sweet. It was very sweet.
yeah,
Yeah,
that one
we
was
thought that
sweet.
too.
It was, but it moved me because he's like singing to the moon of my family's out there somewhere.
Oh,
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
Somewhere
somewhere
out there.
Mhm.
Blah, 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 blah.
All I remember is there's no cats in America and the streets are paved with cheese.
Doom, I am ooh,
It's in the movie, man.
yeah.
Thank God Bjork
funny.
didn't show up.
Hold on, Doom.
There are no cats in America and the streets are paved with cheese.
I never saw that. That sounds hilarious. Oh, how cute.
There was a sequel too. Fievel Goes West.
Five
Oh,
Goes West.
Yeah.
Yes. Didn't see it.
Oh, I
don't
saw
think I
Five
did
Goes
either.
West. I did see Five Goes West.
I saw it too many times.
You saw it once.
Jen, you
No,
sound
I
so
saw it more than
tired.
once. I saw it quite a few times, unfortunately.
And speaking of West, not to divert the conversation, but did you guys hear there's a Young Guns 3 coming out?
Oh,
know.
God.
Yes,
no.
I did hear about that. Yeah.
I heard about it too, and I cried.
It seems beyond pointless to make a Young Guns. 3.
Yeah. It's heavy. Like I saw the interview with Emilio, and it was heavy nostalgia that it was just nostalgia,
That was like his peak.
nostalgia.
I'm trying to.
And they had one question. They were like, "Is Bon Jovi coming back?" And he was like, "Well, I can't tell you, but yeah, of course." It's like, what am I, dumb? Of course he's coming back for it. We got to make money.
Wait a minute. In this one, Billy the Kid gets really, really old and tells his story to some guy in a desert, right?
Yeah, this is supposed to be the one where Billy the Kid is living in Texas or something like that, and shenanigans happen. I don't know what the real story is, but I don't know.
He takes his death and changes his name to Brushy Bill, and then some reporter finds him in 1917 or something, and he winds
Yeah.
up sitting on the
Yeah.
porch telling a story, and the whole rest of the movie is going to be a bunch of old flashbacks and something.
I don't know. I know Lou Diamond Phillips is in it, and
What else is he doing?
Christian Slater. Those are the three people: Emilio Estevez, Christian Slater, and because everybody else died.
Yeah.
And those three men all don't have a career anymore, so they might as well.
Ooh,
Oh,
That's
I mean,
Ouch.
Christian Slater had like this TV gig for a long time that like paid well, but he hasn't done anything since then.
yeah. And Emilio Estevez last was The Walk was his movie that he directed.
I think
With-
so. That
He
sounds
directed
familiar.
his dad, and that wasn't a bad movie. It was just not. I don't know. It was just a nice independent movie. It wasn't crazy good, crazy bad. It was just this is a nice movie.
But with those 3 actors, why is it called Young Guns? It should be called Old Guns.
Credit gun.
Retro guns,
I don't know. I'm
vintage
it's
guns.
it's never going to be as good as. Do you see the size of that chicken? And they're on mushrooms.
They ought to call it shooting
He's my
blood.
butterfly.
It's peyote, yeah.
You
How
guys
about
see
this?
the size of
Young
that
Guns
chicken?
3, shooting blanks.
Oh my god, you guys are so hilarious.
It's funny because I learned about
Tracy,
that
you
right
should
after
see
I
the
had
after
watched.
party.
After I had watched Young Guns
I
too,
wish I
'cause
could stay up, but I think when we end this, I'm going straight to bed because it's
I
late
think I'm
here.
going. I think I'm already halfway to the bed.
Let me get that link for you guys. Go ahead, do what you're doing,
Please.
Chrissy.
I
All
got
right.
up since 7 o'clock this morning.
So-
Oh, God.
Okay, private chat.
I took a nap, but it didn't help.
Do you think time travel will ever be possible, or is it purely science fiction, Tracy? Because you're getting ready to go to bed.
Okay, I'm just gonna end it. Science fiction, because I know that
Okay,
you
well,
can't go back.
that's it. You think it's science fiction? Good night.
Yep. See ya.
No, I just everybody's, like we're Caldy,
he's busy setting
Yes,
up.
ma'am. What's up?
science fiction or reality?
Science fiction becomes reality if the science catches up with the fiction.
Okay, I can see that.
Okay, yeah,
Mark's first
I agree
love.
with that. Yeah. I mean, Elon Musk is doing some crazy things. So I mean,
Ugh. Yeah, boy, is he ever.
crazy things. I would say that it's a possibility. I actually believe that it is something that is happening currently. I honestly believe that people are living all of their life at the same entire time in different realms.
Wow.
I get deja vus a lot.
Thank you, Chrissy. I'm glad somebody else on this panel has
See,
imagination.
I actually see a lot of deja vus. So I see myself in the future, and then when I actually hit that mark, I'm like, I've lived this before, and that is really weird to me.
That's what I call the Blackadder syndrome.
I'm just saying, like, I have so many deja vus that it's weird. And sometimes I have deja vus inside of deja vus that I've dreamt it once or twice and 3 times. And now I'm doing it again. And I remember the other times that I've done it. So I can't
Because
explain
everything
that.
happens all at once, like I was telling you.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I
Yeah.
honestly believe that. I believe that.
Well, I
Only
think anything
because-
is possible because we probably live in a simulation, but that's a subject for a whole other day.
Yeah.
We are not in the Matrix. If it was
What
the
did
Matrix,
he just
our
say?
life would be a
Hold
lot
on.
better.
Zach's going too fast. You might not like me as much as you hope, Triple B.
Oh.
Doom, I think I will like you just fine. You look like an executor. I'm ex-military. Welcome. We'll have you on panel. Don't worry. All of us seem to get along real well. And Wednesday, we're going live on a BBB Wednesday night. After Zach, we're going to go live and we're going to do BBB After Dark. Rome was there. Ricky was there. Doom was there. Chris was there. Jeremy was there. There was a bunch of people there. Jake Hudson was there. I cannot tell you guys how much fun it is. It's a whole different part of. Okay, you're an argumentative. Sure, perfect. That's okay. Come
Yeah,
to
these
BBB
people aren't
After-
argumentative at all.
We're not argumentative at all, Doom. But yeah, we're gonna start doing Wednesday nights an 18 plus show. BBB After Dark. Everyone's welcome. Moose Man was there. Rome was there. Like, I can't tell you guys how much fun it was. Like, I didn't want to go to bed. I had to force myself to like get off stream because it was 2:30, and I'm like, I'm not tired, but I know if I don't get off right now and go to bed, I'm not going to get up tomorrow. My alarm went off 4 hours later. Charles Darwin was there. Yeah, my alarm went off 4 hours later. I hated myself. Hated myself.
Well, I'm sorry to see.
No, it was the most fun I've ever had. Like, I have fun with you guys, but this was crazy. They were all pulling me outside the box.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I don't drop my link in chat. And they're like, step outside the box. And I'm like, I don't drop my chat and I don't drop my panel in the public chat. And they're like, basically told me get some cojones. If you guys
I love this comment.
what?
Doom says he's already there in the future.
That's right, Doom. That's right, Doom.
The future,
So-
Conan.
Doom, you're gonna have to get. I'm gonna have to get my Discord to you. But nobody has Doom's information.
Yeah, I didn't
How do
know
I
it
get in touch
existed
with
until
Doom?
now.
Doom, if you contact me on Facebook or YouTube, drop me a message in one of my old videos. I'll send you my number and then we can delete it right after. How about that? Just go back to one of my old.
Oh God, it's called email. Move on.
Oh yeah, you can email me at brainbenderbanter@gmail.com.
Oh, Daddy.
Yeah. Brainbenderbanter@gmail.com. Damn, Danny. I have to send you links all the time because you lose the links because it's been too long.
Oh, by the way, I had to search. That's why I was late getting here tonight because I had to search for an hour to find the right
Oh,
link.
you were late.
Yeah. Late for me because I had to search forever to find the right link because I got 10 links from you and I go to dead channels or dead streams.
So you need
Somebody
me to send
else's
you
stream.
another link? I'll send you another link. I should probably send you a link every 2 weeks so you don't have to scroll that far.
Well, it got confusing because you'd sent me links to other shows and other stuff, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh God, every time I click on it, it was the wrong one.
Aw, well, I was late anyways. You know me, I'm going to be late. All right, everybody, we're headed over to Caldy's to the after show. Caldy, did you drop the link?
He did.
The drop is
I just want
linked.
to tell everybody good night and happy trails. I'm going
Yeah,
to bed.
back at you.
You'll find me. Thank you, Doom. Find me, please. Find me. Leave me a message.
You guys,
Doom will find you.
are you guys
Doom.
are you guys hanging out backstage for a little bit? Or are you guys coming right over there?
No, we're gonna just say goodnight and then we're headed over.
Yeah, come.
Right?
Yeah, and Zach, especially, especially Zach. Not that I don't care about you other people too.
Yeah.
I have a finger that Zach will show you after we get off the main
Zach's going to
stage.
show us a lot of finger. Yeah.
Yeah, that finger. So Doom, please
That's
follow
awesome.
us over to Caldy's channel. It's Caldwell.
That spirit.
Wait, hold on. Caldy, what is it?
DY.
Caldwell
It's already
DY.
linked.
Yeah, Caldwell.
Rome
DY.
already dropped the link.
Yeah, Rome dropped it.
Okay,
All right.
so we're all going over to Caldy's for the after show. Let's get unhinged.
Woo!
See y'all.
All right,
Have a
see
good
y'all there.
night.
Peace,
Have a good one.
everybody. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. I pooped in your shoes. I have.
Pooped in your shoe.
This is my pug, by the way. I've pooped in your shoes. I have.
Love that.
I'll send you the meme. It's hilarious. All right, where's it at? Where? Why can't I find it? And peace.
She major another play, twisting minds.
Happy
in a
trails.
brand new
Be sure to like,
way.
Good
subscribe,
night,
ring
everyone.
the ticket bell.
And
Thank you, Danny.
trivia too. BBB, it's all for you. Keep on thinking, keep on guessing.